Hi, and welcome to my workshop. I've been posting for a while some of the things that I've been working on in the workshop here on some of the social media sites, and my friends have shown some interest in what I'm doing. So what I thought I would do is I thought I'd try my hand at making a video blog of my current project. My current project is I'm making a teardrop camper trailer, and I'm not so far along in the project that I can't back up and show you the way I got here, but today what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the one of the walls for the camper trailer. And if you're interested, and if enough people are interested, I can go back and I can show you how I got to this particular point. But as I go here, I will try and tell you what I'm doing, and try and not make it too boring or too long. So anyway, so bear with me, and this is my first try at this, and we'll see how it goes. So I thought I'd start off by showing you what it's supposed to look like. So this is a plan that, sorry about the watermark there, but a plan that I drew up in Google SketchUp. A lot of the stuff that I saw online, I liked lots of elements of those things, of those particular teardrops, but nothing fit exactly what I wanted. So I learned how to use SketchUp, and I drew up this plan. So the way this is built is it's built as a kind of a stressed skin construction. What this allows me to do is to have a relatively lightweight structure, but that's really strong and really stiff. So the walls that I'm going to be working on today are made of this stuff. So it's going to be a composite. So the outside wall is made up of 1/4 inch marine plywood. The middle wall is made up of 3/4 inch MDO plywood, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. And then the inner wall is made up of 1/4 inch birch plywood. And this isn't birch, this is fir, but I just don't have any birch yet. So what this MDO is it is a 3/4 inch, very high quality 3/4 inch plywood, exterior grade, that has been sanded and then has had a paper coating put on either side of the plywood, and then it's been soaked in a phenolic resin. So what it does is it makes it really, really strong, really, really weatherproof, and really stable and flat. And that's what I was looking for when I decided to use this material. What I found out is this stuff is really, really tough, and so trying to drill it and whatnot is not as easy as on regular plywood, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. This is also pretty heavy, so in the construction of this middle wall, I'll cut out the shape, and then I will mark this sheet with marks of where all of my cabinets are and my countertops and all that kind of stuff. I will determine where I can put holes in this sheet, and then I will fill those holes with insulation. That'll lighten this thing up, and once I put the skins on it should be really stiff and strong. So here's what the sheet looks like. So it's all set up, ready to go here. And this is a 4-foot by 10-foot sheet of MDO. Now MDO is also known as it's a type of signboard. They make highway signs out of this stuff, so that gives you an idea of how tough it is. So the first thing I want to do, I'll put the camera over here. I want to get my template. My template is something that I cut out earlier, and like I said, if enough people are interested in seeing this, I can show you how I came to this point and how I did this. So this template is just made up of just some cheap underlayment, 1/4 inch. Lay that on top of the MDO. Get all the edges lined up good. At least the bottom edge. And then take a couple of clamps. clamp that into position. There we go. Now you'll see on my pattern here, I've got some lines on it. So this is the galley of the teardrop. And so these are things like, there's a countertop, there's the face of a cabinet. So this is the cabinet inside. This is where my feet go when I'm laying inside. Here's another cabinet, and then here's a cabinet that will be on the inside of the teardrop. And of course, here's a door and all that kind of stuff. So what I want to do is I want to transfer these marks roughly to this inside piece, because remember what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting out around these so I get a little bearing space so I can put cleats in and whatnot to support all these surfaces on. But I want to cut out as much of this as possible so I get a nice light structure. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now that I've got the lines roughly marked out, or they're not roughly marked out, but they're traced around this template, the next thing I want to do is I am going to roughly cut this to shape with a jigsaw. The reason I do this is because when I finish cut this, I'll be finish cutting with a router, and I don't want to put so much strain on the router bit, burn it up, and the router bits are pretty expensive. So what I do is I cut this off, so I leave about 1/4 of an inch as I go around and do that with a jigsaw, and then come back with a router and do the final pass. I'll show you how that works. Also, I have this plywood propped up on a couple of 2x4s stacked, so it gives me some clearance for the router bit and also for the jigsaw blade. I use pieces, some short pieces, so I can move things around, so I can get clearance, so I don't hit it with the blades and break them or dull them. So. And I don't always get it right, but I try. Okay, so now I've got a rough cut on this MDO, cut around my pattern. I may come back and trim a little bit more off just so to take some of the load off the router. But the next thing is to put the bit in the router. I'll show you what kind of bit it is and start making some other cuts.